All right, we're live on the Bear Paw Kids Cam. It's Joey Tack at New Country 105.1 KNCI, our annual Country Cares for St. Jude Kids Radiothon. And we are so excited to be able to have conversations with people that have been patients or current patients or survivors, like Courtney. Hi, Courtney.
Hi, everyone.
Courtney, tell everybody where you're at and why you were there.
Of course. So presently I am in Memphis, Tennessee. I was not able to go back to school this semester, but I'm really excited to get back next semester to Ithaca, New York, where I go to school.
Memphis, Tennessee, which is going to ring a bell to a lot of people right now because we're talking so much about St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. But it was funny in your email to us, and we asked for just a few pieces of information. You're like, yeah, Cornell University and so on. And we were joking. You're just like, oh, Ivy League school. Okay. So you've come a long way. But so, you know, we talk so much about people's St. Jude Children's Research Hospital journey. And what's interesting about your story is so many people have to kind of stop their whole lives and move to Memphis, right? And if I read right, you grew up in Memphis. Is that right?
You're exactly right.
Right there in your backyard. So kind of take us to the beginning because you started at a very young age receiving treatment, and kind of tell us your St. Jude journey.
Of course. So St. Jude is everything that I've ever been able to remember. My mother loves to joke that I was the youngest St. Jude patient ever because I was actually diagnosed in utero to have SS sickle cell disease. So my mother knew going into my birth that she would have a child born with SS sickle cell disease. And she actually found St. Jude and wanted to receive my treatment from St. Jude because she was searching the entire country. She had lost a nephew to SS sickle cell disease before I was born. So she was adamant that I would receive the best quality of care anywhere. And she was on the phone with a hospital in California, funny enough, when they said the leading person in research for SS sickle cell disease is Memphis, Tennessee. Isn't it true that this is your mailing address? And it was in that moment that she found out that a hospital that she had fundraised before, loved all Native Nymphians and people around the world love St. Jude, but she always thought of it as a place where you receive oncology treatment and never sickle cell disease. And so when she found that, it was a done deal. And for all 18 years of my life living at home, I was a proud patient of St. Jude. It's where I made my closest friends, some of my dearest memories, and it's what gave me my life. I know for a fact I would not be here right now without St. Jude.
You know what's so interesting about that is you smile when you talk about St. Jude.
Of course.
And I don't know about you, but aside from the birth of my kids and being in the maternity ward, I don't typically, I'm not gleeful about going to the hospital. So I just want to know why. And you met so many friends, you mentioned that, but what about that journey and your experience there makes you smile? What's so great about that place?
Of course. So what breaks my heart is that so many of the incredible supporters of St. Jude have never gone to see the hospital itself. So let me paint you a picture. When you think of a hospital, you think of gray walls, you think of sad, ill children, and that, quite frankly, is just the opposite of St. Jude. It's colorful walls, paintings in every single hallway that transform you to like a different place. And the children that you see there are so happy. It's notorious that people ride little red wagons. So you'll see children riding around in these wagons and so gleeful and happy. And it makes you sometimes forget that you're in a hospital and that these children are truly struggling with some of the most difficult times of their life, because that is not the feeling that St. Jude has whatsoever. And I know every single moment that I was at the hospital, even if I was not feeling my best whatsoever, I knew that people would interact with me with a smile on my face, and it made on their face, and it made having a smile on my face a lot easier.
I was talking to a young man yesterday by the name of Slater, who at the age 4.5,
wow.
He's 7 now, but at 4.5, he had to go to St. Jude and was there for 424 days straight.
Wow.
With his family. And he was talking about the happy cart, which is sounds like the greatest thing that I never got as a kid, where the cart comes by a couple of times a week and it's full of toys, and it's pick a toy, any toy. And that and the therapy dogs and the music and the garden and the food selection, these are all things that are so special. And when we talk about becoming partners in hope, that's where the money goes. It's not
Yeah.
only to the research and finding cures and sharing that with the rest of the world. It's the level of care and comfort and the ability for families to be able to focus on
Right.
making their child better. And so I just love that that was your experience. And so how are you doing today? You're obviously back in Memphis for now. Things are a little weird
Right.
in the world. But outside of, going to Cornell, how are you doing health wise? And I'm just curious where you're at.
Of course. And so I was incredibly proud to say, because there was truly a time in my life where I would be hospitalized twice a year. It was almost like a notorious calendar fall that we would go on fall break and go on a trip and come back, and I would go straight to St. Jude. I don't know whether it was the travel or stress or changes, but like I would be inpatient. And I'm so thankful to say that these past 2 years, I have not had to spend a night in a hospital. And I know that is all St. Jude's work. And so I'm so very thankful that I do get to live a regular college experience, which my family, quite frankly, never thought that I would be able to have. They really were always afraid that I'd have to go to college somewhere in my hometown, and that I would never get to be able to go out with my friends or play a sport or truly just get to be self-sufficient. And I know that the only reason I'm able to is because I was able to get such quality care from such a young age.
What a gift and what a place. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
We need partners in hope. The phone number is 1-800-942-8771. You see it scrolling, or that way, one of the ways, on the bottom of your screen. You could always text KNCI to 626262. And thank you so much for your story. And we're so happy that you're doing well, obviously, and hope you have a Merry Christmas too, okay?
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Courtney.